Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Parent Leader Update for the week. I wanted to take a few minutes to recap for you guys that were not able to make it Monday because of weather or schedule or not knowing or any number of factors. I wanted to recap for you what we went over Monday night. If you were there Monday night, if you just want to look in the description of this blog, and there will be a time that you can kind of jump forward to with a little slider on the bottom, or I guess it'd be like that to you, on the bottom of this guy to the time that's listed there, and you can skip over the recap since you were there. But for those of you that weren't there, let me just give you some quick highlights. I wanted to also be sure before I gave the updates that I thank Siri publicly, because she did a huge amount of work to make that thing happen, and I realized afterwards on Monday that I didn't publicly thank her, and so I just wanted to say thank you to Siri. She's probably seeing this right now and cringing because she hates it when I do that, but thank you, thank you, thank you. It's absolutely incredible. I can't tell you guys how much that takes off of my plate to have Siri take care of so many of the details of having that stuff happen, and I can focus on the planning of content and rallying some folks around the message and all that stuff. So I really appreciate that, not just for this event, but all around. She's been an absolute life-saving resource for us in the first 6 months here. But for those of you that weren't there, let me give you a few quick heads up. We went over where we've been as a ministry. I gave Graham and Megan and Brian opportunities to share kind of their perspective of where we've come from and where we are now. If you want to have kind of my take on that, I wrote a document actually that's earlier in the blog. If you're in just this section of the blog, if you go up, I guess it'd be over here to you above me, there's the link that just says Rightly Dissatisfied kind of in the middle of nothing. If you click that, you'll go to the main Rightly Dissatisfied page and scroll down till you see a large section of text with the heading State of Ministry Document. And actually it's a paper that I wrote for grad school that I just decided to post on here because I thought it might be helpful for you guys to kind of have my perspective on it. Moving forward, we'll kind of talk about that in a few minutes, but they just talked about kind of what they thought their needs were and where we were as a ministry, and it was a great opportunity for all of us to just share and kind of let you know where we feel like we are and where your students are, and it's been cool. It's been really absolutely incredible. I also spent some time talking about technology and sharing some different things that we do. If you look over, there, down, somewhere right there probably, you'll see some links to Facebook and to our iTunes podcast, and then obviously there's this blog, and those are kind of our three avenues for technology usage. We're managing our events on the Facebook page. It makes it the quickest for us to get invites out to your students. And then obviously we have printed material available at the building as well. And then that's one of the reasons I'm implementing this blog, is so that if you guys miss both of those, you have an opportunity to maybe hear about an event you wouldn't have otherwise heard about. So we talked about those different avenues. All three, the blog, the iTunes video podcast, and the Facebook group are within your reach right now. They're also available at the evergreenchristian.com main website under the students section. So just go to the ministries page and then click on student ministries. So I hope that's helpful for you. We also talked about some key features in Facebook. If you're wondering or have questions about Facebook for your student, I talked a little bit about privacy settings and search settings and news feeds, and I'd be happy to recap any of that for you. If you're wondering, just shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help in any way that I can. And then we also talked about ways to get involved, and just ways that your students are already getting involved, ways that they can get more plugged in, and ways that maybe if you're on the fence, you might be able to get plugged in. And those would include teams. We've developed a number of teams. We have a worship team, a service team, a tech team. We have just tons and tons of different teams. And then what we're trying to do is work in coaches, adult coaches, to help these student-led teams continue to function well. And so far they've done really just outstanding. We just started an event team that is working to prepare an event that I'll tell you about here in a few minutes, and doing a great job. So it's been really cool. We don't look at ministry opportunities for them like chores. We look at them as things we get to be able to do, and so we want to train students that ministry is an opportunity, not an obligation. Well, we are compelled by Christ to be involved in the work of His ministry. I also want students to understand that it's an absolute privilege to do it. Also, we talked about small groups and the things that are happening there. It's been really, really cool to see your students open up and talk about things in small groups. We've got great small group leaders. We need more, but the ones that we have are absolutely dynamite and have given us tons of time and energy. And so pray for them, and then pray that we could maybe have some more that would come on faithfully and be able to be here. Really, the availability is the huge part of that, just that you can be here over and over to develop relationships with students, especially with our guys. I'd love to be able to put our guys in the same small groups every week, and right now, because of personnel, that just doesn't always happen. So just pray for that if you wouldn't mind. Then next we were talked about serving. We have a missions trip that'll be going on this summer from June 29th to July 3rd, and we talked about a 3-tiered missions approach where eventually I would love to have a short-term trip that's close, a mid-range trip, and then a distant trip that you'd be able to kind of work your way up to throughout your middle school and high school career. This year we're doing the short-term trip because of the economic climate and some other logistical things that I felt like this year would be particularly prudent to go with that trip. And then lastly, we talked about education for your students and things that we're going to be doing to help them achieve some measurables in their time with us at Evergreen, making sure that there's real intentionality put into what is it that we want your student to grab out of 4 years with us, and making sure that there's not just kind of some intangible church culture that they experience that means little to nothing to them after they leave. And then we also talked about how we can work that education a little bit into our time with you guys. If you want to make sure you're there for the next parent meeting, it's going to be May 4th from 7 to 9 p.m. And we're actually going to be picking up parent meetings every other month. And so the next one will be in July. And the idea there is that we're going to, for the first 4 of these, look at our core values: live one life, put others first, learn life, and wear your faith. And we're going to look at those in a way that will hopefully enable you guys in parenting to reinforce stuff you already are talking about, I'm sure, with your kids, through stuff that we're talking about on a weekly basis. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you have input on what you'd like to see at that or other ways to get involved, please let me know. And then those that were kind of excused for that period of time, if you were at the meeting on Monday, thanks for making the time, and hope it was fruitful for you. I wanted to let everybody know about a few things coming up. I've mentioned them before, but just so you know, this upcoming Sunday is our grand opening Sunday, both in student ministry as well as all of Evergreen. We've given your students some cards to invite friends, and one of the things that we're doing in high school is trying to build in a little bit of retention from Sunday morning to Sunday night. We've moved our normal Sunday night at church event from the first Sunday to this Sunday for that very reason. So even on the cards it references the Sunday night activity. We're hoping that students will maybe get connected that way that might have otherwise just come on Sunday and then kind of bailed. So pray for that. Pray for the students that will be walking through the doors this week and for their families that they represent. And pray for all the folks that might be at Evergreen this week that wouldn't normally. So there's grand opening this Sunday morning, and then snack Sunday night at church is Sunday evening. And then coming up a week after that is the Dare to Share conference. I've really challenged your students to get involved in this, to make time for this. I would say if there's a way they can maybe miss a dance, I know that's like a cardinal sin, but if they can miss a dance or potentially maybe miss a practice or a game to be able to be a part of this, I think that it's really worth their time. It'll be an opportunity to learn how to help their faith penetrate their relationships and their life, and how to share it with others. It's $60 to go. It's a Friday night and all-day Saturday conference, the 20th and the 21st. We have a pretty decent number of students signed up. If you're curious as to if your student is, feel free to ask them. But if you want to shoot me an email, I'd be happy to let you know. And I think some positive parent pressure on that might be really good. I'd love to see, honestly, about double what we have if we could get it. I'd love to see more of your students involved in that. And then lastly, just to let you know, if you have a junior or a senior girl in high school, there is an overnighter for them, the 27th of March. That'll be a really fun time if they can make it. I'm sure Siri is taking care of advertising and stuff like that for it, but I just wanted to let you know if that advertising didn't get to you. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm really excited about the fact that we get to see each other every week. Well, you get to see me every week this way. And if you have comments, questions, feel free to put them on the bottom of this post or shoot me an email. Just let me know what you think needs changing, and I'd be delighted to hear it. So I'm praying for you guys, praying for your students, and hope your week goes well. Thanks.